Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Hey, what's going on, family? This is Todd from No Picks Podcast.
What's up, family? Joe, No Picks Podcast.
All right, Joe. So this is a follow-up video to one of the videos we did previously. You remember the DC police recently shot a young black man by the name of Justin Robertson.
Oh, the boy that ran to McDonald's.
Yeah, he ran to the McDonald's.
He crashed into a McDonald's.
Oh, yeah. And the family said that they didn't want any body cam footage released. Now they reversed that decision. They said, hey, we want the body cam footage released. So before I play the body cam footage, the cops initially said, hey, the reason that we shot this dude is because he crashed into the McDonald's, right? And he was non-responsive. The people in McDonald's called the cops. They go to the scene. They see him sleep. Sleep, whatever, like passed out, whatever.
Sleep, passed out.
Yeah, whatever it was. Sleep, passed out, whatever. But there's a gun in his lap while he's in crashed into the McDonald's. Gun in his lap. Cops see him, pull up, see the gun in his lap while he sleep. They devise some kind of plan or whatever. And they said that the reason that they end up shooting him is because when the cops pointed their guns at him, he grabbed one of the cops, or he reached for one of the cops' guns, and they ended up shooting him because of that. All right. So this is the body cam footage of that incident that the family first didn't want released, then they had released. All right.
Okay.
So let me pull it up.
So viewer discretion is advised, family. Hopefully they blurred it out in a news clip, but like it's probably going to be a little heavy. So viewer discretion.
As we come on the air tonight, we are learning more about the death of a DC violence interrupter, Justin Robinson, at the hands of DC police.
His family agreed to the release of the body-worn camera video from officers, and tonight MPD posted it, nearly 40 minutes worth of it.
Yeah, our Katie Lusso went through every minute of it along with our team here. And Katie, what are some of the key takeaways?
Well, there were a total of 11 shots fired, 10 shots from one officer and a single shot from the other. Tonight, we are seeing the body-worn camera videos from those two officers and also hearing from Justin Robinson's sister, who told me tonight she is both heartbroken and outraged. Now, we do need to warn you, this video is graphic and may be hard to watch.
These are the moments 26-year-old Justin Robinson was shot and killed by DC police. On Sunday, September 1st, DC police responded to a McDonald's drive-thru on Marionberry Avenue in Southeast for a report of a vehicle crash. They say they found Robinson unresponsive inside this white car with a gun on his lap. Here's what the chief says happens over the next 10 minutes.
The officers were clearing the area of any individuals or individual persons or bystanders who may have been around. They were also using their police vehicle to box in the individual's vehicle. And they were also attempting to create a plan of how they would respond or engage when they were notified by other officers that there was individual movement inside the car.
After that, one put his gun into the window that Robinson appeared to have started to roll down. The chief says this is when Robinson is accused of grabbing the officer's gun.
All right, wait, let me try to reverse that a little bit. Did you peep that?
Robinson is
He looked like he grabbing it right there.
accused of grabbing the officer's gun.
Oh, I see his arm is up there.
From MPD, you can see a red circle around what police say is a loaded gun.
Right there.
Police say that gun was in Robinson's left hand and that he used his right hand to reach across and grab the officer's gun.
MPD is there to protect and serve. They failed to protect and serve.
Trilicia says MPD failed her brother Justin.
Why was there no urgency to make sure that we're rendering aid?
She says he always wanted to be a community activist and became a vice president for Cure the Streets.
He always had a smile. If anyone would talk
and a gun, apparently. He always had a smile and a gun, apparently.
Him, they'll say that when they see him, and then when it's time to depart, they'll say, I love you, and he'll say, I love you more.
She says she doesn't know why he crashed or why he would have had a gun on his lap, but she and their family attorneys say they don't believe he's grabbing for the officer's gun.
Mr. Robinson seems to be waking up to a gun that's inches from his face. I think he's trying to push a gun away from his face.
He said, I'll shoot you in before the shots were fired. Once he was rolling the window down. Why did you place your gun in the window and then tell him that? And like I said, no aid was rendered. If you thought that he was slowly waking up, all of these things leading up to his death could have been prevented.
Now, I asked the chief tonight if it's standard protocol for an officer to put their gun in a window that close to someone in this situation. She said that's part of the investigation. So what comes next? Well, the U.S. Attorney's Office is investigating, and once they're done, it'll get investigated by Internal Affairs at MPD. Both officers remain on administrative.
A heartbreak for this family, and clearly this is just.
All right. So now that we see the actual footage that the family agreed to have him be released, what do you think, bro?
Oh, bro. I think, listen, bro, I'm going to be out. Listen, family, this is heavy, right? Because the brother was killed. Somebody lost their son, their brother, whatever, their friend, their associate. So first and foremost, rest in peace to the boy Justin. Now that I've seen the footage, I'm gonna be very honest, bro. Like, I don't think anybody, any person, whether it be a man or a woman, who crashes into a McDonald's and then passes out and has a gun in his lap, I don't assume that that person is what was up to any good. I don't. If that makes me heavily biased, if that makes me an old, cranky, grumpy fart, like if that makes I'm sorry, bro, but I'm just not assuming that you were up to any good. If you crashed into a McDonald's at 5 in the morning and you got a gun in your lap, in my mind, I'm not assuming you were up to any good. You could have been the most outstanding citizen, honor roll, Sigma cum laude, you know what I mean, like Nobel Peace Prize winner. But if you crashed out at a McDonald's at 5 in the morning and you got a gun in your lap, I'm not assuming the best out of the situation, right?
Yeah.
So I say that because I'm listening to the sister. She's like, "Why weren't they rendering aid? Why didn't they? Why did he crash into a McDonald's at 5 in the morning and have a gun in his lap?" Well, answer that first. Like everything starts from that. Why? Why was your brother why did he crash into a McDonald's and had a gun in his lap? Now, whether the gun was like in the top and maybe it fell because of the crash, I don't know. Whether it was registered or not, we don't know these details or not. He could have owned it legally. You know what I mean? But the thing is, without knowing any of that, everything is left up to speculation. And I don't expect anything good out of somebody who's found in that circumstance, like I said initially. So that's my first thought. Before we go in deeper, what did you think?
Right, bro. The sister was kind of annoying me, right? Because she's like, you know, like you said, they're there to render aid. They're not there to render aid to him. They're there to see what's going on. He's the danger of this in this situation. He's the one opposing a danger to everyone else. Listen, if I'm in I love McDonald's. If I want to go to McDonald's at 5 o'clock in the morning, and this nigga crashed out in you know, with a gun in his lap, I'm terrified. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, I can't get my double cheeseburger. He is the issue that needs to be addressed. He's not the innocent bystander sitting around just, you know, rooting for, you know, justice to be served. Justice needs to be served at his expense, because this dude is the one crashed into a parking lot being unresponsive. So how about this? How about a little accountability for one on his end? Say, hey, I don't know what my brother was doing there. That's a fair thing to say, because that's an absolutely ridiculous situation.
Right.
So there's no accountability on your end, and the cops are just supposed to come and just say, hey, this guy has a gun in his hand or a gun in his lap. You know what? Let's not call anybody else. Let's call paramedics. Let me just hopefully, like, gracefully wake this guy up. And, you know, and I don't know what you expected from them. Like, I don't know what response you expected from the police with a guy crashed into a McDonald's, sleep with a gun in his lap. What did you expect them to do? To just what like have a parade for him? Like what, welcome him with like a plate, a platter of like a big breakfast? Like what do you want them to do? Like, she sounds absolutely ridiculous. And talking about how the cops put the gun in his, and the lawyer was like, oh, well, he wasn't grabbing the gun, he was pushing the gun out of his face. Okay, bro.
That sounded so dumb, bro.
That sounded so dumb, didn't he? Like, bro, you need to have your law license taken.
That was like self-incriminating right there. Like, you just incriminated the boy. Like, you basically said he reached out and tried to touch the gun. You basically just said it in a different way.
Joe, in what country in the world is touching a police officer's gun not a thing that might get you unalived?
And you're supposed to de-escalate that.
How are you going to de-escalate that? Even if what the lawyer is saying is true, you reach up and grab the gun. So, like, why? Like, that's not an American black people thing. Black people hate white people hate black people hate white people. That's everywhere in the world.
Right.
If that dude was white and he goes and grabs the gun, that guy gets shot.
Right.
Or pushes the gun or slaps it or pimp slaps, whatever phrase you want to use, you cannot go and grab a gun from a cop.
Right.
And they were pretty clear, bro. There was like 7 cops around with multiple vehicles. So they were pretty clear, like, hey, we are law enforcement. Like, can you please chill? Can you please relax?
Right.
So I don't want to hear, oh, he just woke up and he didn't know what was going on. Okay, well, if that's the effect of the drug he was using or the alcohol or too much alcohol, that's also on him. That's not the cops' fault. They shouldn't be. And let's throw this in there. The commissioner is a black woman. She clearly is like, well, listen, he was kind of doing something wrong. Now I understand why they didn't want the footage to be released, because everything that the cop said initially happened.
Right. They the way that they found him, banged out, crashed out in front of the Mickey D's, the time, the gun in the lap, like everything. He was passed out. Everything was true. The way he reached for the gun, whether he was pushing it away, he doesn't matter. He tried
pushing it away.
It just sounds bad, bro. It's no matter how I say it, it just sounds horrible. And yeah, man, I feel like I've gotten older and more conservative because I see situations like this now. And bro, I'm gonna be honest. Let's both be honest with each other, right? Because I'm gonna keep it real to the family. Because people are gonna be like, well, if you were in that situation, you would think differently. If that was your son, you would think differently. I'm gonna be honest to God, bro. If my hypothetical son was in that situation, I would be crying and be like, why was my son heavily intoxicated, crashed into a McDonald's, had a gun? Like, I would have thought about the situation that I find my son, and I would have felt so sad, bro. Like, just sadness to be like, how could my son ever get caught like that in a situation like that? You know what I mean? Like, and even if I knew my son wasn't a killer, even if I knew that my son was a good guy, I'd have to think and be like, what could I possibly say? Inebriated, crashed out, gun in your lap, like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I would be very honest, and it would hurt my soul. It would crush me.
Yeah.
But I would genuinely have to be like really think and be like, why? Why would he put himself in such a stupid situation like that? I'd be angry at him to an extent. I'd be sad, of course, but I'd be mad at him too. Like, you cost yourself your life, bro.
Yeah.
Like, hypothetically, would any of that cross your mind if this was your son, or would you
No,
just be like, nah? You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I know it's,
I agree.
I know it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would feel like it was a direct failure of fathership on my part.
Right. I failed him. I failed my son, which led him to get into this situation. I would have been guilty. I would have put his death on me.
Yeah.
That would have been on me, bro. Not on the cop. You know what I mean? It would have been on me because I failed my son. I sent him out there thinking that this type of behavior was okay.
Yeah.
He caught. You know what I'm saying, bro? That's how, as a father.
Yeah.
That's how I would have looked at it, bro.
Yeah,
I failed him.
I would deal with that guilt. I would probably drink myself into oblivion. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Yeah.
Probably. I'm just keeping it real because I know people are gonna be like, "Well, if that was your son, no, I failed my son. I did. I'm not gonna cry. Like my son put himself into that situation. He faced the consequence. What can we do about it?
Yeah.
You know, like just keeping it real, bro.
On me, it would suck. I would hate it.
Of
but it's
course,
like, bro. Like, there's no scenario where this is okay. So
right.
I've been trying to think of an angle that the family can use to kind of be like, oh, okay, cool. Bro, I don't think they get a dime from the city. I don't think they get a dime from.
They don't have a case. They don't have a case. They don't have a case. Bull was. I don't know if they did a toxicology report, but Bull was on something, bro. I doubt he just passed out because he was tired. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, I'm so tired, I'm just taking that.
Right.
Like, I don't think that was like, and I don't even know, bro. We don't know if the gun was registered. We don't know, like, if he was what he was on. We don't know anything, but it just looks bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Listen, rest in peace, brother. I'm sorry. Once again, family, we're probably going to be, this is another clip where we might all these Uncle Toms. Listen, we're not trying to be Uncle Toms. We're trying to be realists.
I don't think they should have released the footage. I think they should have stayed with the initial not release the footage. But I think the only way of them, like, I think the lawyer was able to talk them into releasing the footage because that's the only possible way of getting some kind of money out of this.
Right.
Even if it's just a couple $1,000 just to shut you up, you know, so that the cops can and the city can move on and, you know, forget about y'all. Like, they get $0. There's zero possibility of getting anything if they don't release it. But even with this, it's like, yo, what the cop said happened. Every single thing, every single detail.
Right. Right.
So I think
Yeah.
y'all released the footage for some kind of slither of hope, but I think y'all got no hope
It just
still.
looks bad.
It
It
looks
looks bad.
bad.
And somebody's still gonna say, well, why'd they fire 10 shots? Well, listen, I ain't gonna hold you. 10 shots is a lot. You could have killed him in like 4 or 5. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why some cops just need to empty the clip, bro. Like that one, I'm just like, damn, bro, 10 shots? Like he could have got him with like 3 or 4, bro. But like 10? I don't know. Maybe it's just like being in that situation and wanted to make sure that he was dead before he killed him. But like that for me was like, all right, you wasted bullets because you didn't have to unload the clip, bro. But everything else, I'm just like, it's a crazy circumstance, bro. It really, really is. And
You know what's crazy? I got a friend of mine. I just left my my unit or whatever. I do National Guard shit. So a friend of mine is a New Jersey State Trooper, and he was telling me like how frightening it is to be a cop today. And he was basically saying that like how restricted and handcuffed cops are because of this kind of rhetoric, like, oh well, you shouldn't have shot him this many times, or you shouldn't have engaged in a high speed car chase because the person crashed and died. And they when that happens, they blame the cop.
right,
Like they don't blame the person. You know what I mean? So it's
right,
like, bro, it's being a cop right now is such a thankless job that it's like you get none of the praise when things go right, but you get all the blame when things go wrong.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so he was like, he was telling
That's
me, he was
real.
like, yo, you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. He was like, if I see a guy speeding and he's acting erratic on the highway, I gotta make a decision. Like, okay, well, do I continue this pursuit, or do I call off the pursuit? And sometimes what happens is like they call off the pursuit, maybe a week, 3 years, a week or two down the line, that person calls some other situation, right? They beat somebody to death in a bar or something like that. And my guy was telling me, he was like, yo, and you still get blamed for that because they like, yo, if you would have stopped them 2 weeks ago on that high speed chase, this wouldn't have happened. So he was like, yo, he was like, it's crazy. He's like, yo, you got to make a judgment call. He's like, and if you pursue and this person's driving on the highway, driving sporadic, driving crazy, and crashes into somebody else, they like, yo, you endanger civilians. Like you should have called off the pursuit. So
Right.
he was like, yo, yo, right now, cops are in a no-win situation. He's like, basically, what they're encouraged to do is just look the other way, because that's the only way you could guarantee that your job is safe. That's what all this cop talk has gotten us, bro. Like, I don't think people know. Like, people are only going to know how bad it is when they specifically get into an issue.
Yeah.
If they never get into an issue, it's always cool. But if they specifically get into an issue, they're going to be wondering, like, yo, why the cops didn't do this? Why the cops didn't do this? The cops didn't do this and that, because people have been complaining and bitching about the cops for such a long time that
Yeah.
now that the cops feel like they can't do their job. This is real
Wow.
talk, bro.
This is real. And the conversation is so one-sided too, because on one side we have people saying like, well, cops need to do better. Cops need to be trained better. Cops needs to be held to a higher standard. Okay, but like what about the general population? People could just be pieces of craps. People could just be buttholes. People could just be aggravators. People can just be degenerates. People can just, you know what I mean? People can walk around with like entitlement and ego and just do what, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I get it. Cops have the gun, the badge, the law, all that stuff. But like, we know that we talk about young people all the time. These young people are out of pocket. These young people
Yeah.
are just built different. They crashing out over dumb stuff, bro. They're rioting. They're looting in certain cities. Crime is up. And we think about that and we're like, damn, bro, like I don't know, bro. Like, yeah, cops got to do better, but like, we're also defending people who just act like straight donkeys, bro. I don't want to say, you know what I mean, like straight jack. You know, what I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I don't want to cuss, but like,
No, I hear
then
you.
there's
I
that
hear you.
part too.
Yeah.
So it's like the story, it's so one sided, this narrative, and it's like they got to do better, yeah, but we got to do better, and we should also hold our own accountable. And this kind of situation, it's like, listen, like I said, rest in peace, brother. But like, this sucks, bro. It really sucks that he put himself into that situation. No one put himself into that situation. It
No.
wasn't the white man. It wasn't the cop.
Right.
It was the
Right.
bull. You know what I mean? He did it. So
Yeah.
damn, bro, this sucks, man. We
Yeah.
gonna get
It's
some heat
ugly,
for this
bro.
one, bro. We gonna
It's
get some
it's
heat
it's
for this
it's,
one.
it's an ugly time. Yeah. I mean, listen. I'm cool with doing this podcast because I feel like we could just say what it is. I don't say anything I actually don't believe. So
Right.
if I take if people feel some kind of way about this and they say, yo, you this, we don't like you because of this, because of that, I accept that. I've been taking shots like that my whole life. So it is what it is. Like,
Yeah. Let us know what y'all think, family. Like, we don't want to just keep belaboring the points, but like, Let us know what y'all think about this clip. Remember, we talked about this last week. We didn't have the footage. Now we got it. Here's the footage. Does it change your opinion about the situation? Do you still feel like the cops are wrong? Like, are we tripping? Are we missing something? Like, let us know. Let us know in the comments, and we will respond.
Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.
Until next time, stay safe.